What's going on, guys? HG Muscle Athlete Sebastian Burka here, and today we're going to be filming a back session. I'm going to be taking you through my workout today here at the Pure Muscle Gym, and I'm going to be taking some pre-workout right now. We got pre-HG Black and some creatine. I don't know where Mariah went, but she's going to grab it for me right now. All right. Number one rule, always take your pre-workout with a sufficient amount of water. We don't dry scoop here. A lot of people don't realize this. You need to mix the pre-workout with water for it to do what it's supposed to do. Things like glycerol need to be mixed with water in order for them to actually work how they are intended to. So hydration is key, but also not even just that. It literally needs to be mixed with water for it to do its job. So don't dry scoop your pre-workout. Mix it with water. Stay hydrated. Got 2 scoops of HG Black here. Sour grape. I've honestly never even had this flavor, so I'm about to see. And I got 10 grams of creatine too. 2 scoops there. All right, it's been like 30 or 45 minutes, something like that, since we took the pre-workout. Always like to give the pre-workout time to set in and actually take effect. So now we're gonna take the intra. I got 2 scoops of Carb HG, which is highly branched cluster dextrin. This is to fuel the workout, make sure that blood sugar doesn't get too low, give a nice steady release. And just gonna start sipping on this and we're gonna hop right into it, start warming up. As we're warming up here, I got a PVC pipe, do some over-unders. Sometimes I do these weighted, I'm not gonna do that today, but do like 2 sets of this, 15, 20 reps. Just open everything up. So now I just got a 5-pound plate here. I just go through some ranges of motion just to make sure my shoulder rotator feels good. I'm very big on thoroughly warming up going into all my sessions. So today's back day, pull days don't really require as much compared to something like a push day. So don't have to do too much here, but again, just going through ranges of motion, make sure everything's nice and warm. So the first thing I think I'm gonna do is this Panada pullover machine. This is my only second day here at Pure. Yesterday I did some chest, but if you don't know this gym, if you've never been here, there is so much stuff. It's insane. It's like a playground for a little kid. So I might do a little bit more than I usually would here today, just because I want to mess around on different machines, try different things out, see what feels good, and just, you know, make use of the access to this equipment that I have for today. So I'm going to try this machine here, see how it feels, do some warm-up sets, work up to a couple top sets here, and yeah. I usually don't like pullover machines, but this one looks good. Okay. Okay, all right. It does actually feel really good. So one thing you'll see a lot of people do wrong on something like this, or even with cables, not necessarily wrong, but not really useful, and can take away from the movement, is the lats have the best leverage once you get to around like 90 degrees here. Up here, they lose leverage, and a lot of people will do big stretches on these, which can be fine, but it can be harder to get back into the position you want to be in. So you don't need to get a huge stretch on these. You want to keep the range of motion where you keep the attention on the lats. So as you saw there, I'm not going all the way up. I'm just coming to right here where I can focus on contracting my lats, keeping the tension there, getting a stretch, and not overdoing it. Ugh. Let's see. Sit right here. So this is the end range of motion. That's pretty good. Like I said, I'm not gonna do a ton of sets here because I want to try the other machine, so I said it's pretty sufficient for one top set. I'll find something else to do. Okay, next up we're gonna do this Nautilus high pull machine. It's otherwise known as a sagittal plane lat pull, which is pretty similar to a pullover. You know, they're targeting the same area of the back. It's similar movement. Some might say this is a little bit redundant, which is fine. I'm okay with that. You know, if you like doing both, there's no issue with it. Plus, I only did one set there. I'll probably do like one set here. I'll do each side unilaterally. And this is honestly probably, in my opinion, one of the best machines that exists for lats. This was circulating the internet for a long time. You see people on their fucking knee doing this with a cable. It's a lot less stable doing it that way. You cannot load it as well. This machine is literally built for that, and you get a crazy connection with your lats. So we're gonna hit this. So the thing with this, it's all about execution. Everything, when it comes to hypertrophy training, it's always about executing with intent, but especially with back, because there's so many different ways that you could pull that's gonna change the focus of the movement, right? So if I wanna focus on lats here, I wanna be pulling down, stab the floor, have scapular depression, squeeze my lat here, right? And again, keep the leverage, not overstretch, don't move with it, just like this. But I can easily just do this, right? And now we're changing the focus to rear delts, terries, rhomboids, because we're just executing it differently, even though it's the same machine, right? So you have to pay attention to the way that you're executing the movement if you want to be effectively targeting specific areas of the back. Do some feeder sets, warm up to an actual decent load for a working set here. My carbs. Straps on this. Now, I'm not one of those guys who says always use straps on back days. Yes, once you get heavy enough, your grip is gonna be a limiting factor, so using straps, definitely a good idea. Definitely can help keep the focus on the lats and not be limited by your forearms, but I'm not huge on advocating for using them right off the jump and using them for everything. I think you should develop some level of forearm strength and not be completely 100% reliant on straps to be able to row 225, for example. But they definitely come in handy when you're doing those heavy tile working sets. But everything leading up to that, I think it's a good idea to practice, you know, developing grip strength within those warm up and feeder sets. So I'm just gonna go straight into an AMRAP here with 3 plates each side. I don't really have much of an imbalance on this side. If I were, I would just go straight back, but I'll take a full rest in between each side because they're both pretty equal. Maybe this will be one top set, maybe I'll do another one after this, just depends how I feel. Ah, 11. Feel a little weak. Like I said, I haven't been lifting at all. I like 2 to 3 times a week just because I am getting the surgery, so I can't really make much progress right now. If I start gaining weight, bulking, actually doing the stuff that I would typically do, I'm not gonna feel good. It's just gonna make the pain worse. So I've just been in limbo for the meantime. So weight feels pretty heavy right now. That's what I'm getting at. But, I think I'll do throw another plate on, just do one more, just for the fun of it. One. Two. Three. 4. 5. 6. All right. That was what? 15 first one, 7 this one, the 2 top sets. Let's move on to a row. Do an upper back row. So now we're moving on to this lying chest supported T-bar row. This is probably my favorite exercise that exists for upper back. It's just a matter of the machine being good or not. Honestly, a lot of these suck, but this, I can already tell is gonna be a good one. Main thing here you wanna focus on is keeping your arms nice and abducted, meaning further out, away from the midline of the body, not adducted. More adduction is gonna be more lats, more abduction, higher up, more of that upper back musculature, traps, teres, rhomboids, all that stuff, and that's what we're trying to target here to get the complete picture. This is what's gonna create that width. Width comes from teres, density, thickness comes from lats, although everything plays in together to really create the best back. But what we wanna do here is grab it around shoulder width apart, so right here, and again, your lats are stronger than your upper back, right? So when things start to get hard, your body's always gonna wanna take the path of least resistance, meaning you're going to subconsciously, as things get harder, wanna start pulling in and use your lats. You gotta fight that and continue to execute with intent. So meaning, you gotta keep pushing your elbows up further. Imagine you're trying to keep your elbows like in line with your collarbone. They're obviously not gonna be there, but use that cue to help and have full scapular protraction, stretch forward, and then pull back to get full retraction here, just like that. You know, this is really light though. You wanna imagine you're trying to like squeeze a pencil in between your shoulder blades and just emphasize that contraction. You also want to keep your chest down to keep the focus on the upper back and not start arching up and involve the erectors and lower back to assist. It's going to take away from the intent of the movement here. This hack gives me extra strength. So yes, I use HD products, some other stuff, but this is where the power comes from. So you notice on some warm-up sets, usually like the first 1 or 2 warm-up sets, I'll do a bit higher reps just to get some blood flow, especially earlier in the workout. So like maybe 10 to 15 reps, sometimes 20. But then past that, everything's gonna be pretty much, you know, between 5 to 8 reps, otherwise known as feeder sets, right? So we don't wanna exert too much energy on the warm-up sets leading into the actual working sets, because you're just gonna create more fatigue. It's gonna take away from those sets that are gonna actually matter. So we're just trying to acclimate our body to the heavier loads and find the sweet spot. All right, so I just did top set with 3 plates here. It's pretty heavy. I think I got like somewhere between 6 and 8. I wasn't even counting, but I'm gonna do a back off, drop it down to just 2 plates and a quarter, go for as many reps as possible, try to control it a bit more, focus on better tempo, a little bit of squeeze. We'll just wrap this up with 2 sets. Feel pretty good. I'm getting tired pretty fucking quick here. I mean, we're already like, what is this? 4 or 5, like 5 or 6 working sets in, which is, you know, it's not low, but it's not high. You know, it's a decent amount, so probably hit this and probably hit 1 more movement for a couple working sets and call it a day here. In my wraps though. X. Oh, fuck. A little dizzy. You often hear people say that they can't breathe on this machine because of their chest.
Yeah.
I think the answer to that is you just need to get a bigger fucking chest. You need a little bit more cushion there. If your sternum is just right against the pad, I don't think there's any way to really make it more comfortable. So maybe bring a pillow. Bring a pillow to the gym for your chest supported rows if you're a beginner, or just do a bent over row. Get a better mass builder. I can't do that though because my disc is gonna shoot right out and then we're gonna have to call 911. So we're good here though. Move down to just one pull down variation. Let's see what they got here. There's a lot of machines here. Fuck. Oh, I just found this, so change of plans, we're gonna hit this. There's a lot of things in here that I wanna hit now that I'm looking around, but we'll hit a good set here. Let's fill it out. It's what is this, a Body Master seated row? That's like more of mid back, not high, not super low, just right in the middle. Yep. Feels pretty good. Let's just bump it up, 2-1 set here. I feel like I'm basically incoherent at this point, so I'm just having fun. Okay. Yep. X. Ooh, drops it. Drops it. Yeah. Up. Okay. It's acceptable. I think I'm just gonna do like 2 sets of pull-ups. I love pull-ups. Can never go wrong pull-ups. I'll honestly take pull-ups over an actual pull-down any day of the week, just because they're harder. And I feel like if you can't do a sufficient amount of pull-ups, no matter how big you are, I feel like that's a problem. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I like to be able to do them. And I feel like they force you to work your lats a lot harder than a pull down. Pull down is you can manipulate it in a lot of ways, where you start arching, you're underneath the cable, you start hitting your upper back, your teres, because instead of pulling straight down with depression and adduction, what you'll typically see on a pull down, a lat pull down, people will come under it and they'll arch. So now instead of coming here, like you are forced to do on a pull up, they'll end up like this. And now they have an overdeveloped upper back and underdeveloped lats. But that all just comes down to execution. You can avoid it, but it kind of pull-ups kind of force you to stay in that position if you're doing them right. So we're just gonna do pull-ups. I might throw up. I'm detrained. It's like my first day of football practice in 7th grade. That's what I feel like right now. I'm in Canada too. Is this higher altitude? Oh, we're north. I don't know. Is that how it works? All right. I gotta get up here. Oh shit. Might be over. Might be over. That's pretty hard. I'll just do one more just to see. You hit like 4 to 5 at best. But yeah, my back feels pretty fried. And honestly, this workout did not take long at all. How long have we been here for? 45 minutes. Wow. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I had a workout that lasted 45 minutes. But let's see what you can do. in less than an hour. All right guys, that's a wrap for today's back workout. Again, nothing crazy. Like I said, I have surgery coming up here soon, so this is not my normal training, and I just came up here to see HG, see the team today, check out the gym, try out some new stuff, but it was a good workout, I'm not gonna lie. I feel pretty good here, and hope you guys like the video. Make sure you leave a like. Any questions, drop a comment. Make sure you subscribe to HG's channel, and if you order anything, always use code SEB to get 10% off. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.